Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Dr. Greg Show, December 14th, 2025, take two. You know how we do it. The last one was just a test run, ladies and gentlemen. We are crash running the Republican. Okay, Bobby, sure. Real quick, man. 5 minutes. You got 5 minutes. What's up, man? How's it going?
Hey, good man. How are you doing?
Good.
Hey, I didn't mean to interrupt your flow there. I
That's
could have
okay.
waited.
That's all
What,
good.
what I was saying was I could have waited 5 minutes.
Oh,
But
what's up, dude? I
welcome to the
remember
show.
you. Nice, man. I remember you. What's up?
I've been watching your stuff, man. I appreciate what you're doing.
Oh, cool. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it.
Um, I had never heard of Fuentes until you
Uh-huh.
brought him up.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Very interesting, right? Why do you think that would be?
I don't know. I mean, I think that you can be. I mean, people can be in media bubbles, in social media bubbles. So I don't. I mean, maybe it's my bubble, maybe it's your bubble. But I mean, Fuentes is in Trump's orbit. He has dinner with Trump. He has, he's a big mover in the space, having interviews on all the biggest podcasts. So, he is rather large. Hey, Brian.
So I guess the real issue isn't whether Nick Fuentes, um, from a counterintelligence standpoint, which is my military background, which is why I found it so interesting that I hadn't heard of him yet.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Fuentes is not conducive to American pluralism. We can agree with that.
I mean, I definitely agree with that. I mean, for sure.
Okay. So the issue for me is whether it's intellectually honest or strategically sound to treat fringe radicals as representatives of tens of millions of Americans. Every modern influence campaign, whether Russian, Chinese, Iranian, or otherwise, follows the same rule. Amplify the most extreme voices on both sides until the center collapses.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to control the extremist. You only need to make sure that everyone else thinks that the extremists represent the group.
Okay. I don't think that's happening because the Republican Party themselves is talking about this. I mean, their whole thing, what they think is happening, is that this is all happening because of Israel, not because of Russia or Iran. That's what the Civil War is actually about. They think that, so that it's whether or not they think that Trump is bought in, through that kind of thing. That's what's happening.
Who's they? Who's they? Because I'm a Republican, and I'm really lost as to all these things you're talking about.
So unfortunately, I just got banned last week talking about this stuff, so I have to be very careful with my language. And I would love to be more blunt, but I'm not trying to be
I can
vague
pick up
or
on
obtuse.
euphemisms.
I'm not trying to be obtuse. Basically, it's the ability. It's how much the affinity to Israel is like what it comes down to. And Charlie Kirk was seen as someone that was going on the side of Israel, and Candace Owens it was not. Fuentes is not, and they think that Trump is siding too much with Israel.
Okay, so
And Marjorie Taylor Greene is
back to my
not.
point.
Yeah.
Back to my point is that like I'm a Republican and I have not heard of this character before.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anybody in my Republican circle, which is hundreds of people that listen to Candace Owens. So back to my point is you don't need to control the extremist.
Mm-hmm.
You only need to make sure everyone else thinks that the extremist represents the group. And here you are amplifying the extremists on the Republican side. So would it be fair for a conservative live streamer like yourself to use leftist extremists to divide America? I mean, the whole
Mm-hmm.
concept of a foreign counterintelligence operation is to collapse the center. And I
Okay.
feel like you're playing into their hand here, and I don't think you understand that. And I want to be sure to bring that to your attention.
Okay. I mean, point taken.
Good, thank you. I appreciate you listening. It's important for me because you're an influencer and you're an intellectual, and that's the scariest thing to me is that
Okay.
intellectuals fall unknowingly into this and creates the divide. I mean, what's the best way to create neighbors into enemies? It's
Mm.
not a policy. It's making them think the other person represents an evil so absurd that it does not apply to the American pluralism belief.
But like, why? Like, so then, what do you think is your reason for why Fuentes is becoming more mainstream?
He's not mainstream. I've never heard of him.
Yeah, he is though. I think that it's just
How?
he
According to
is.
who?
He
According to who?
is. He's like. I mean, he's gotten dinners with Trump. He
According to the
has.
internet.
No,
According to
no,
the
he
internet.
has. There's pictures of it. It's like it's real. I mean, it's absolutely real. It was like in 2022 when him and Kanye and Trump all dined together. He's getting bigger in podcast interviews, everywhere. I mean, he
Okay,
used
so
to be,
again, internet, all easily influenced by algorithms and foreign adversaries.
but true,
Just because you're on a big podcast doesn't mean you're a representative of
but
the people.
that is where the media. That's where a majority of people get their information nowadays. I mean, I agree with you that algorithms actually like have a huge sway on stuff, but algorithms are the majority of where people get their news. I mean, Tucker
People like
Carlson.
you is where people get their information, doctor.
Okay, I agree. I agree. That's why I'm here. Like for sure. I wish it wasn't that way. I wish more people like appreciated the editorial control and of other mainstream outlets. But here we are. So that's why I'm like combating misinformation and stuff on the science side.
And
I
you're doing a great
understand.
job of that.
Thank you. I appreciate you saying that, and I appreciate you saying and saying this, but I think that um, it's not algorithms that are being swayed. It might be how it would be, how it could to go down your line of thinking. What could be happening is that Fuentes could be aided by botnets, which is from Russia or whatever, which is how they work, and the botnets could be influencing these podcast networks in order to get Fuentes on those shows. That could absolutely be happening. Absolutely.
And he does not represent conservative values. He doesn't represent anything I want in America.
But you realize that like he is like his people that follow
He's
him, his people.
there's accounts that follow him.
No, but no. It's a lot more than just that. They are actively engaged in politics. They are the staffers in the Hill. They're staffers in D.C. This happens. This happened starting in 2017 with Charlie Kirk. They infiltrate. Turning Point USA. They're trying to take down this stuff. Like they're actively engaged. It's whether or not people kind of know them or it has been happening.
So it has been happening, and that's what terrifies me.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the influence of the internet is so easily manipulated by foreign adversaries,
I 100%
and
agree with you.
no one has caught on to that yet.
I 100%
And
agree with you. That's my whole point with the anti-vaccine stuff. That I've been saying that for 5 years now. It's like it's so obvious to me that this is just sown disinformation from Russia and all that kind of stuff. But I talk about that all the time. How the difference between 2024 and 2020 is like the AI embedding itself into the algorithms now to go and mess with people specifically in order to screw with them and push conspiracies and all that kind of stuff towards them. And I'm 100% in agreement with you, but I think that this is a little different. Because,
But I heard you say earlier that you, as a Democrat, should celebrate the fracturing of Republicans, and that breaks my heart to hear, because as Americans, I wish no ill will on the Democrats because I see the need for the other hand. And I hope you grow up one day and realize that you're playing a bigger role in this than you think you are,
Hmm.
and you're better than this. And that hoping for failure of your fellow Americans is not something conducive to the good outcome for your children. So
And
that's all I got to say.
I totally agree with you. And I'm not, I don't issue. I don't have ill will for my fellow like Republicans. Like those are my countrymen, and I want nothing for the better of them.
You
But
said that you should
The
celebrate the fracturing of them.
the Republican Party and them as an institution, absolutely, absolutely, I would revel in their destruction, and it's awful. They are coming for our public health. They're trying to make people more diseased. It's creating more of a wealth and income
So
inequality
why
in
don't you
the
talk
country.
about the specific policies and the specific people can actually go out and reach and make a difference into, instead of this gossip of um, influential hatred of their neighbor that's a Republican.
We do, dude. That's what action.drgregshow.com is. We do that. That's the like I spent the reason why my live shows are now 50 people as opposed to 3 or 400 is because we've been doing political organizing. I found a 501c3 and a 501c4, and these are all like emails and telephone templates that we do, and we've been trying to actually influence the bills that have been trying to be passed in these states. Like that, I mean, that's what I'm doing. That is absolutely what we're doing.
Well, I respect that. Okay, that's my bad. I didn't know that you were diving that into it. I would
Yeah,
just please be aware of the counterintelligence aspect of this, and uh, please don't. I'm not gonna say please don't. Be aware using Fuentes and Candace and these other fucking crazy nuts
hmm,
as a representative of Republicans is only playing into the hands of our adversaries. It is not normal
yeah.
Republicans that are really paying attention to that shit. We got fucking jobs.
I agree with you, dude. I mean that's the thing, but also my thing is like we can't like stop. We can't coddle people, and we have to tell them what it is. And this is that's part of my whole message is that like this is not okay. What's happening? We can't be causing more disease and the spread of disease in amongst one another. We can't be siphoning hundreds of billions of dollars that was marked for economic development. I mean, we're talking about like $300 billion that was earmarked for Republican counties. It's economic development, man, like that are like renewable and sustainable jobs that are going to be there, white collar for decades. All of that's gone now because of Trump. It's like this isn't. It's what's happening is
Okay,
that.
so this comment, like, they are insane. Anyone MAGA is really whacked.
Mhm,
Like, that to me is a wild statement. Like, that is not a unifying statement.
mhm,
Like, to understand where someone comes from, um, if someone voted for Joe Biden, I wouldn't call them whack. I would want to understand why they voted for him,
mhm.
where our common ground is, and not call them names. Because when you revert to name calling, that just shows your level of intelligence emotionally and otherwise. So I'll end it with that.
I
I
mean,
just hope you all grow up one day.
dude, I'm I'm with you, man.
I got you.
I
Thanks,
want
Doc.
I want
Have a good night.
compassion. Okay, all right. I want compassion for people, man. I want compassion. I'm trying to help people up. I'm not trying to push people down. You know, so it's okay. Thanks, Bobby. Thanks for coming up, dude. Um, so thanks you for coming up, Bobby. I appreciate that. I do think that there are a lot of people, um, and Dr. Quincy, I think that that's a good point. I genuinely do. Republicans are okay. MAGA is not a Republican party, and I totally agree with that. Genuinely, I think that MAGA is for Trump and this authoritarian push that is not American, and I'm not for that. But Republicans that are, uh, you know, you know, the Republicans are people like the Bulwark, which is, these people that are disaffected Republican staffers, that are want the best for the country, and I spend a lot of time, and I talk a lot that, guys, I mean, one of my videos is titled Republican Lives Matter. Like, that's the idea that these people are actually, being harmed by this misinformation, and being harmed at rates of 2 to 1, during the rate of the pandemic. It's like, I'm the whole point of this whole channel is to, with compassion, try to talk to these people, and reach out to them. So yeah, that's just it. That's just what I, that's what I think. No, it's okay, Kate. I mean, he's come on before. I'm totally okay with people. I mean, totally okay. I think that, Denny, I think the problem is that so many of these Republicans are using MAGA for their energy, and that this is the problem. This is as they cozy up to MAGA, they have a hard time pushing them away, and as they cuddle up to people like Fuentes, they have a hard time pushing them away again. So, in one, we have to push them. I think you have to let Republicans know that they can be welcomed back into the fray, the non-politicians, but the politicians, absolutely, we are coming for them. We are going to be throwing them in jail if we can. We are going to be pushing for accountability measures across the board and making sure that, Nuremberg 2.0, and these people are actually held to account for the atrocious crimes that they have committed against the United States. Like, absolutely. I am not backing down from that at all. Hi, Miss Cake. How's it going?
Well, it's going great. Greg, I don't know about you. I don't know about you, but I grew up in Orange County, California during the Reagan administration.
Oh, really?
If this man thinks that MAGA is talking about anything new that they haven't been talking and kicking around in the Republican Party,
yeah,
this whole dang time,
mm-hmm.
like, some of us are old enough to remember these talking points from before the interwebitubes.
Yeah. yeah, it's true. It's true. I mean,
Like,
Dr. Jenny, let's come in. I love it. Yeah, I totally appreciate that. I think that, MAGA is a reflection of, people's frustrations. They've been exploited at work, and they have created this this disaffected idea, and that's completely malignant in their brains, that that other people of different colors are to blame, while we let billionaires just ransack the entire place, man. I mean, it's just a grotesque, the amount of wealth that has been siphoned from this country. Meanwhile, we have people that are planning their YT states, and you're just like, what are you talking about? Like, what is going on? And instead of pushing these people away and, saying that this is never going to be okay, which is what Bobby was talking about, they've been accepted into that. And that is the ultimate problem. And that is the accountability that has to be portrayed, because it's like, at some point, exactly, Denny, they embrace it. So I'll let you say what you want to say. Thanks for coming up, Dr. Denny.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good.
Yeah, here's the thing. Now, I believe that Republican Party has always been this way. And I understand that you're gonna disagree with that, and that's okay. But if you remember what Ronald Reagan said, he said something like when it comes to education, he said something like we can't allow certain people to get access to education. That's what Ronald Reagan said, right? Who are those people? I mean, I suspect he was talking about black people or just poor people in general. But I mean, given his like war on drugs, how it disproportionately affected like the black community and like the cocaine to crack to cocaine like sentencing standards and stuff like that, like and whatnot. But this is like me, like this has been the Republican Party for the longest time. Like now they're just more upfront about it. Granted, there not everybody in the Republican Party was like that. Like for example, I don't believe um John McCain was like that. I don't believe that. I don't believe he was like that. But if anybody if a racist was gonna find solace in the party, even in like 2005 or 1990s, if a racist was gonna find solace in some kind of in one of the two parties, it would be the Republican Party.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah,
I
totally agree.
So yeah, and all the other stuff that MAGA pushes for, they also push for too. Like, or Republicans push for, they also MAGA pushes for too. Like less taxes, giving money to the rich, like all this other stuff. Like less government programs that like regulate the state or whatever. Like they like this is the same things. Like they both want the same things. So I think, me personally, I think they're the same thing. But I understand why you consider it. I understand why you possibly could be considering it two different groups of people, being that one is like more nice and more like quiet with their like nastiness, and one is like more in your face.
I mean, there was a distinct difference and change with foreign policy, for example. You know, with once Trump kind of like took a hold of the party. You know, for example, like Russia. You know, went from 2012 where Romney was saying it's the greatest geopolitical threat that the U.S. faces to like 2016. You know, now because Putin is in lockstep with Trump for a whole host of reasons we know now. So and now there are like some distinct policy changes, I would say. I mean, Reagan was the one that granted amnesty too to a whole millions of immigrants.
I grant that too. Yeah, so I understand that part too.
I frequently want to point out that people who really don't like how immigration has been in the last 30 years,
don't look at Reagan,
40 years, or etc. Really gotta just look at Ronnie, because he's the one that made all the major changes so that it ended up being like it is now.
That was the poison pill. That was the whole idea, that he was going to do this, and then that would spur the Republican Party in order to want to do immigration, because they were like, well, we can't do this again. And he was like, well, if we do this, then we need to do some immigration reform. And that never happened.
And this is ultimately, I think, I don't think Ronald Reagan was any less racist, but Ronald Reagan was a Californian.
Mm-hmm.
I would say the possible reason why I suspect Ronald Reagan did that is so that way the working class had, or maybe not the working class, but like especially like the poor class had much more competition and less bargaining room for wages, which is what I'm saying, if you allow a lot of people to work in the jobs that don't need much education and don't need much like certifications or anything.
I mean, he was a happy union buster, absolutely. And
yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like,
buster too.
It was. I suspect it was to screw over the poor class, right?
And he was not looking to see immigrants or other poor people get paid more than they were getting paid already. That had nothing to do. Nobody was supposed to get a pay raise out of that except corporations and rich
Right.
people.
Right.
But that said, I think he was really happy that a lot of it busted unions.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
At the same time, it made it possible for all the big employers to escape prosecution for how much illegal labor they use. And if you're in California, you have got to realize that there is so much illegal labor that is required in California right now at this point.
Yeah.
Is it
I'm not
okay?
saying I'm not saying it is required forever. We could actually make it non-exploited labor if we wanted to.
Yeah.
But the labor, the actual people willing to do the work, we need that labor done.
Absolutely.
So we've got to find a way for it to be here.
Is it okay with just for this conversation that we refer to it as like just undocumented labor or labor from undocumented immigrants? Is that
Well,
okay?
I will not refer to the individuals as illegal, but I will refer to the laboring
Okay, I see
itself.
what you're saying. Yeah.
But you're right. I appreciate what you're saying, and please let me clarify that it is the labor that really is the issue, and it's exploiting that labor that
Yeah.
is most paramount the issue.
Exactly. I mean, it could be stopped right now if we just made it illegal to hire anyone with, you did that check, that immigration check when you hired someone, and then find someone that hired anyone with whatever, immigration status we would want to say, you know what I mean? And it's like we don't do that as a country because that would harm business practices. So then that's how you know that people aren't actually serious about this. They don't actually care about the issue at all, and that they're willing to they just want to exploit people. So it's gross, and that's the problem, is that they're willing to take the labor and then punish the person. So it's the worst of both worlds, I feel like.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't think these people care much about immigration at all. Period.
I agree.
I just think I mean, partly I think it's just they don't like a non-white immigration. So because the South Africans that came, I did not hear not a single peep from MAGA about any frustrations over that.
I agree. It's just xenophobia. I mean, for sure.
Yeah. Also, it's really just about like what is going on with their own bottom dollar. If they're able to, like, if they're not able to survive, and they think that the problem is because, and like they think the problem is because immigration and stuff like that, and like it's not really. It's yes, there is more competition because there's more people here, but the people that are here that are undocumented, they aren't working in the jobs that you're working in. Those jobs that you're working in require like Social Security and all that stuff. They're working in the jobs that don't require that, right? Like farm jobs or something like that, right? That's where a lot of these people are working like in the fields and stuff like that. Like those jobs, they're not going to be saying like, oh, can I get your driver's license and passport or and your work history, all that. They're not asking for that. You know what I'm saying? So.
Mhm.
Well, they could be.
They could be, but what I'm saying is that they're like those people that own farms and are hiring undocumented immigrants. Like they aren't doing that. I don't like from what I'm gathering and what I've read and stuff like that. That's not what they're doing.
Well, yeah, and they have it set up so that they more or less have a way to report those people's earnings as if they were like independent contractors, and then just leave a big question mark over whether they are citizens or not.
Yeah.
You know, it's really like a sneaky loophole that's been created.
What I do see
But
is
then
like
it makes
people.
it so, yeah, with the tax ID numbers, which makes it so that the taxes can be collected, but these are people who cannot ever receive those benefits back
Exactly.
out
It's crazy.
of
How
the
much they
US
$100
government.
billion a year. It's not like a small amount of money. $100 billion a year. What I do see, like at the people at the biotechs and stuff like that. I mean, but what happens is people that overstay or have problems with their visas and stuff like that, and Trump creates this problem where they can't go back to their home countries in order to renew their work visas, and it causes like a cyclical problem where now they are overstaying their visas, or they have problems there, and it's like Trump himself is creating these problems and this insanity. But because I mean, and that's a good thing. I mean, these people that are coming here, they are expanding our tech jobs. Our companies have more people. They're expanding that workforce. They're creating more jobs, creating more companies, and we have people that have the best of the world that are all coming here trying to give back and trying to grow our tech industry, and that's where the United States really is the strongest in the 21st century. So even for me, competing against people from H-1B visas like directly, I still appreciate and love them, and I beg them to stay here and have kids here, especially when I was at an academia and they were postdocs and stuff, and I'm asking them like, man, we would love to have you, and it's embarrassing, by the way, guys. It's embarrassing when you have someone that's like one of the brightest scientists of South Korea or something visiting, and they feel alienated, and you're like, dude, please just ignore this nonsense. Please stay, have a family here. We would love to have you. But Junior, how's it going?
You talking about the Georgia South Korea thing?
No, I'm just talking about people that I know in my life that are in the labs and stuff that I work in, and they're coming in and they're visiting the scholars and visiting scientists and stuff like that, and they're getting basically they get poached back to China specifically if they work if they are coming from China. They're basically given a free apartment, free car, and a lab, and all the money that they could want for science research in China, when we don't offer anything like that for scientists here, obviously. So the Chinese ones are impossible to keep, but everyone else, like the South Koreans and stuff, were able to kind of like say, hey, this is just pretty good. Southern California is pretty nice. It's pretty cool to live here. But a couple, basically there's 4 that I know personally. 2 have stayed, which is awesome.
Is that where you live?
Southern California, yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm in Florida.
And we still, well, I mean, for now, we still are considered to have some of the best universities in the world for STEM, for medicine, for anything related to engineering, real high value kinds of education, in terms of our value to society, and even our public university are some of the best in the world.
Oh yeah, of course. University of California is, I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah, exactly. But then, do we want to keep the brightest and best, most diverse minds here? Or do you want to
compete against them? Or do you want to compete against them in South Korea? It's like, yeah, please stay. Actually, that's a really good idea. But Junior, how's it going, man? What are your thoughts?
What's up, buddy? Just coming by to see how you're doing.
Junior, cracking? What's up, dude?
What's cracking, brother?
Hey, dude. Nice. What's up, dude?
Just being nice, I didn't want to interrupt, but what's going on, Greg?
Good, man. Yeah, just chilling.
Yeah, good to hear you, man. I always check you out. What's cracking, man?
Thanks, man. Yeah, yeah. We were gonna covering the right wing like civil fracture that's happening right now. So between Candace Owens and Fuentes and all those, Tim
Yeah.
Pool. That's
Yep.
so. I mean, we're just reveling in their defeat. I think they failed at the state level to pass any meaningful Maha bills. There are over 400 bills that have not gone past the staging committee,
Mhm.
and they haven't been successful to pass any like huge legislation nationally. And I feel like they're kind of falling apart right now.
Well, they never pass any bills, right? They never pass any bills. They never pass any legislation, right? Because what they do is they talk too much shit, right? And they never get anything done.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they do. That's what they do, right? I want to know, right, Greg? I want to know what bill, right, and what legislation is Trump going to get passed that's going to help the American people.
Exactly.
I'm yet to see it. I'm yet to see it.
All billionaires, dude. I'm not a billionaire, so I don't know what he's
Exactly,
talking about.
exactly. So my question is, Greg, how can MAGA defend this guy, right, when they don't get no help?
I know. It's wild, man.
It doesn't make sense.
I think that's the fracturing. I think that's the fracturing that's happening. And they basically are saying that, I mean, Candace Owens and Tucker and stuff are saying that Israel owns him, basically. You know, they're
Right.
saying that that's the whole thing. So
Exactly.
it's
Yep.
I'm honestly surprised. I mean, I do think that Charlie Kirk had a huge role in getting Trump elected, and I do think that Fuentes did too. You know, that those guys are the reason why the 18 to
And so
24.
Elon Musk.
Yeah, the 18 to 24, Zoomers went
Mhm.
so heavily towards Trump was because of them, and now that they're flipping back as a 50-point turn, by the way, in the last couple of elections. They're just snapping right back because
I mean, Greg, ask the 18 to 24-year-olds, right?
Mhm.
Ask them right now, right? Ask them, are they going to be happy, right, with a cap on student loans? Ask them, are they going to be happy, right, when Trump makes it a law again, right? When you get your fucking medical records, right, put on your credit report. Biden will return that, and now, right, if you're 18 to 21 and you go out and get jammed up, you're done. It's
Hmm.
I
going
don't
on
think
your it's
I don't
going on
think a
your
lot of
credit report.
I don't think a lot of 18-year-olds can visualize what that means.
No, they don't. They don't. And
When you
student
say
loan
when you,
caps, all right? Student loan caps. Student loan caps. They don't understand what's going to happen. They don't get it.
Hmm.
Yeah, go look it up. Student loan caps.
you gotta remember, like a lot of these people, like a lot of these like 18-year-olds, they're like going out having fun, partying, like making jokes with their friends, not really
Yeah.
giving a shit about like
2020, 2024, 20. But they don't realize. Okay.
So when you say things like there's gonna be student loan caps, and you say things like their medical report's gonna be on their credit report, like that doesn't mean anything to them. That doesn't sound like anything that they should care about.
Not now.
Hmm.
It'll jam them later, though.
So this is like that's what's the problem with when it comes to reaching the younger population is like it's you got to figure out what they care about. Now, granted,
But Biden, right?
a lot of the now, granted, a lot of the empathy route can work with the younger population, like showing them videos of like people being like dragged in cars and stuff like that. Like that can work with the younger population, um, or I don't know, maybe like showing them like this politician is cool or fun or whatever, like that kind of stuff can work. But like real actual political change or real actual like policies, like they're not there, that's too deep for them. I mean, I don't want to say that's too deep for them, but it's just I don't see a lot of 18-year-olds like considering that.
I mean,
What's funny to me, right? What's funny to me is they had a person, right, that advocated for them, right? Gave them student loan, right? Forgiveness, right? And didn't want to put medical, right? Medical problems on their credit reports, right? But then they want to support a person that wants to reverse it and do the opposite. I don't get it. I don't get it. Right, Greg? I don't get it.
You're gonna say something, Greg?
I was just looking for the poll that was talked about. Yeah, I mean, I do think that like we are, you know, Democrats do play the here's the 100-page report thing, and this is my 100-page report plan on like what to do, versus like the Republicans just play vibes, you know, the entire time. And I feel like
Absolutely.
the Democrats just fail at that. You know, if that's what the people want and that's what the game is, then like we should have the best vibes. You know what I mean? Like that's what we should do.
On God, on God. Like
Yep.
I want you to think about like this last election. This man went to like 4 or 5 podcasts and didn't talk anything about policy at all. He
Exactly.
literally talked about like one podcast. He talked about getting drunk, or his like cousin or brother or whatever getting drunk. The other podcast, like they were just talking about bullshit. It was a straight bullshit in every single podcast he went to.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was like, "Oh, he's cool. Let's vote for him."
Yeah,
So
exactly, man. Exactly. And I feel like we kind of, for the longest time, the Democrats kind of like decried that, like, oh, politics is just like a sports team and like blah, yada yada yada. And it's like, well, if that's what it is, then we gotta have the best sports team that's happening. You know what I mean? Like we gotta like we if that's what people want, and obviously with the election, it feels like it went that way. I don't know. We have to like play the game as it is versus how we wish it was. I mean, I'm a nerd, man. I love like the 100-page reports. I actually, I read the 100-page, report by Kamala Harris on her healthcare plan, but I know nobody else did. And that's kind of
did.
like the awful, yeah, like nobody else.
I will say I read her page, like her online page, regarding her policies, like some of her political policy proposals and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I read a lot of that, but I didn't read any 100-page report.
Yeah, and unfortunately, right? Unfortunately, that people are too racist, right, and misogynistic, right? That they couldn't vote for that.
Exactly.
They would rather have this guy, right, running around, right, and taking everything away from them, right, that they actually wanted. I don't get it.
Exactly. Ness, how's it going? Welcome. Ness, how are you doing? Did you accidentally tap?
You go.
Oh my
you
God.
go-
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm literally
okay.
doing dishes while I'm listening to you. I'm
Oh,
so sorry. I'm off. I'm off.
That's okay. All right, let's kick you.
Sorry.
This is
do you,
awesome.
do you go live? You go live often, Greg? Dr.
Yeah.
Greg?
Yeah, every night.
All right. Yeah, I followed you because like you seem cool.
Hell yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah, you're welcome up anytime, man.
Greg's a man. He's a man.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you.
You know we love you, Greg.
Yeah, dude. Junior.
How come you didn't come on my live last night?
Oh,
were
dude.
you asleep?
Yeah, dude. I've been feeling sick, to be honest with you. So
Oh,
it's just been
okay.
like the last couple of days I've just been off, and
Got you,
so
bro. Got you.
yeah.
Yeah,
But-
me and Ace were chilling, man. We were like, "Where's Greg at?"
Oh yeah, it's been fun. I love coming. Pierre, I can't find it, but I'd love if you ping me in Discord or something. I would love to look at the poll. So I'm honestly very interested in how the Zoomers react right now. Guys, people that aren't politically engaged. Think about that. Think about that right now. 55% of the United States is not politically engaged. How could they not be with what's going on, right? Like that is my big question to
What
to
Australia
people.
does? I'm not sure if it's Australia or New Zealand, but one of those two countries, like they tax their citizens if they don't vote.
Yeah, the compulsory voting. I love it actually. I think it should be absolutely mandatory. I mean, I think that voting in a democracy, it's a consent thing, like where you should consent to this change that's about to happen and what direction you want to go in. And I think that if it is compulsory, you have to have a none of the above. I think that's only fair, but then we should pay people to vote. So I think you should get like $1,000 to vote. And,
Like Elon Musk did.
yeah, exactly. Get $1 million lotto for that. I mean, just insane.
Yep.
You're
You
like
get
like $50.
you get paid to vote. Yeah, exactly, Ruben. Yeah, only it's like 45%. So if you think about it, guys, like what? So that means that like 23% of the country voted for Trump, and then what, 30% of that 23% is the diehard MAGA people. So it's this is a lot
That's
smaller
I was just about to
percentage.
ask you that. I was just
Yeah,
about to ask you that because like I don't know if you watch Kyle Kalinske at all.
yeah, I'm familiar.
Secular talk. Yeah, he says he suspects, and I kind of agree with him. He suspects that his like Trump's die hard no matter what. They don't care if he's even in the Epstein files. They don't care
Mhm.
what. Like like that base is like 20 something percent, like 26.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, you can find that in all the polls. It's like 30% baseline on everything. So that's, I mean, that is, and Ruben, I agree with you too, man. I think that like if banking can be on your phone, you should be able to vote on your phone. Right? Obviously, we can make it more secure. And honestly, I think that like you should have a government like app. You should have it there, and it should pop up if you have like going to war or something. It should be like a mandatory vote of the people, and you have to like you should have a say. You should have to say like
which,
if
but I think here's my only issue is
Mhm.
like propaganda, because now everybody has to vote,
Mhm.
which means like the propaganda can be even more fierce. Um, and like I feel like especially with AI now, and I'm
Mhm.
like I don't know if you saw like some of these videos of AI, like they're like with Tupac and JFK and all, so like some of these look really good, man, like too
Yeah.
good. And I suspect like within the year they're gonna like these AI videos are gonna fix up their fingers. They're not gonna have like weird finger looks or like whatever, like I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the weird like, and then all people, the only thing that people will have is a watermark. If there's a watermark or not, like then that will be the only like distinguishable thing between an AI video or a real video. And like it's this thing can be used like politically.
No, for
You
sure.
know what I'm saying? So
I mean, already. I mean, look at Trump doing like all those videos and stuff, and it's been getting a lot of feedback, Junior. It's just gonna meet you, but the videos and stuff are pretty convincing, pretty bad. I mean, it is it's extremely troubling to just have fake disinformation videos out there constantly. I don't know. Um, yeah, I don't know how we believe things as they go forward. But we'll just have to see, man. I do think that there has to be some type of way that we can, I don't know, the regulation on any type of regulation where it's like you have a watermark that has to be there. You're gonna have some type of third party illegal model out there that can do that too. But maybe that's better. Maybe that's harder to do, and making it easier to, making it harder to do it is probably a good thing. I think that we have to do something. So, but there's someone who is always watching you. Um, thanks, guys. Thank you for the gifts. I appreciate you, Ruben.
but yeah. um I do think that if there was a way to like make it mandatory for people to vote, then we would have some more, probably maybe a little bit more politically active individuals.
Yeah, I agree. I think that you'd have more people that are focused on like educating people as opposed to like just sowing disinformation.
Fox News has got to go, bro.
Fox News doesn't have that big of an impact, man. That's the thing. Fox News is not informing that many people. It's the algorithms, bro. The algorithms basically creates this bubble of disinformation that people live in, and they don't escape it. So, like for example, like in their algorithms, they're seeing 1,000 stories a day about Kamala giving free sex changes to people that are prisoners or something like that, and it's like they see 1,000 titles of that a day, and they're thinking that, wow, this must be happening. And then you tell them no, that didn't exist, and that she just said that as it was like a one-off question about like the civil rights of some one person, and it's not that big of an impact. But they see it. they see 1,000 different things of it. So now they think it's real, and they think that trans people are like 20% of the population. It's like, it's wild. It's crazy. But we have to, in order to take back reality, we have to take back the algorithms. That is what it is. We have to take control of it.
It's unfortunate because like it's very easy to lie and make up a story, but it's very hard to like I don't know if the sea it's like a sea, if you have like a sea of lies and like a little pin with the truth, it's like hard for people to see the truth, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm making sense.
Bro, I see it. I mean, I'm a scientist out here battling disinformation, and we talk a lot about vaccines and all that kind of stuff, and the COVID misinformation, and it's out there, and it's so easy to make up stories. It's so hard to squelch them because people just say the craziest stuff, and people believe them. Because human intuition will push someone into believing something, as opposed to what they'll just wait, instead of waiting for like a fact or a certain piece of information, for example.
You want to know something funny, Dr. Greg?
Sure.
So I'm in nursing school right now, and and I'm like we're covering like patient safety and stuff like that, and one of the topics, or one of the like things I was reading in the book, literally said how there's like patients may have some concerns about vaccines, and how there's some concerns about vaccinations cause autism, and how there's no link between that and stuff like that. And I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, Jesus Christ, bro! Like we've gotten here to a point where now the books have to like respect the fact that this is a concern.
Thank you, Pierre. Yeah, dude, it's not even vitamins. It's not even
Related.
it's not even vaccines now. It's like vitamin K shot. Vitamin K for
Goodness.
newborns, and you're like, bro, that's not even a vaccine. That's literally just to prevent brain bleeds. Like how would you possibly be against that? Like, cause all you're doing is like making it so your baby has to have a transfusion, possibly. Like, it's so much more dangerous. There's so many, like, why would you ever have a scenario like that? Oh, perfect. Thank you so much, Pierre.
By the way, Alyssa's one of my friends. She's really nice.
Hi, Alyssa. How's it going? Welcome.
Hey, thanks. I just wanted to get back to the disinformation.
Sure.
Did you ever watch my Dr. Deny? Both doctors, this is confusing. Did you ever watch my video I put up with James Tallarico, and the furry bill?
I did not.
Oh man, it's so fucking good. So this guy from Texas is trying to introduce a furry bill, and he's saying schools are putting litter boxes in the classrooms and
I heard about this.
and all this stuff, right? And so then Tallarico gets up and he's like, so you made a post on Twitter about this and it was flagged for disinformation. And it said that it's a hoax and it has never been proven. And Abbott was asked if he said the same thing in a campaign speech, and we asked him what school it was, and he couldn't name one. Can you name one? And he's like, no, I can't name one. And he's like, yeah, because you made it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you made it up, and that's the scary thing. And then he says, and what's worse is I believe that you're doing this because you want to discredit the public school system. And you want to, hurt public schools so that you can have your private school vouchers that you want. And he totally just calls him out on the entire thing. And it was so satisfying, because it's so many times you see these MAGA people get up and do this weird stuff, and then people just kind of talk to them like they're Alzheimer's patients and just are like, oh yeah, okay. And they never like say, so, because it sounds so conspiracy theory to be like, this is what I think you're actually trying to do. But he says it and he's like, and this is the highest, you know, government in our land, and you're bringing a furry bill. And we don't have time for this. Because
Exactly.
it's not really happening. And he goes, well, in addition to all the fake stuff, there's some real stuff in it too. Like other stuff on it is real. And it's like, are you kidding? The headline is the furry bill. It's about litter boxes. That's fake. And then you're going to say, but there's some true stuff in the bill too?
Exactly. I mean, they're not serious. I mean, that's the thing, is that they aren't serious people, and it's kind of like a weaponized ignorance, like purposeful
Yeah,
ignorance.
but it
where
is serious. It is
Exactly.
serious. It's like
Exactly.
Jack Posobiec wrote a book about he wrote two books. He wrote one called Unhumans,
Hmm.
and then he wrote another one called 4D, Social Media Warfare. And it's like making these jokes that deteriorate reality.
Exactly.
And so even though what they're saying isn't serious, and it's like, why the hell are you doing this? The impact it's having is very serious.
Agreed. Yeah. I mean, they're by deteriorating the faith in public institutions, they're kind of sowing the result that they wish, right? Because then it fails, and then they're like, well, see, there you go, that's why we don't have public institutions. And you're like, but you gave the poison pill. Like, it was you planted that whole thing. That was your doing. So it's very frustrating when
Yeah, like 5 years ago, a friend of mine, like my friend's husband, posted a joke about men and women's sports,
mhm,
like making fun of trans women, right? And it was just a guy in a bathing suit, like, I'm on the swim team. And he was like a man looking man, like Harry.
okay.
And
I'm not asleep. Sorry. Somebody said Dr. John fell asleep. I'm not asleep. That's not me.
that's my dog. That's my dog, Bug. He snores. Dr. Denai, you know that.
Yeah.
So
That's funny.
what's happening?
No, because like the dog
very
is
deep.
snoring, so it's just funny that she thought it was me.
It's me. I always have snoring in my background. Like even when I make a video, like you can hear him snoring in the background. It's ridiculous. So what was I talking about?
You're talking
Oh,
about
so he posted this joke and I called him out on it. This is like during the C-19 lockdowns, right? And I
Mhm.
was like, that's complete bullshit, homophobic nonsense. Like, I'm not having it. My son's transgender. Like, no, like this isn't okay with me. And so I called him out on his Facebook post. And then he calls me screaming and he's like, what is wrong with you? I'm not homophobic. It's just a joke. And I'm like, that is a harmful fucking joke. It's a
Mhm.
harmful joke and it will hurt people and it hurts me. And if you're my friend, don't put jokes like that on Facebook. He's like, I just thought it was funny.
Mhm.
And I'm like, it's not funny because what it's leading to is it's mind control and manipulation of people not seeing trans women as women and not seeing trans women as athletes and rejecting transgender people. I'm like,
Exactly.
none of that's okay. It's not funny and don't joke about it. And yeah, so that was 6 years ago. And then the first thing Trump did when he got into office was all that shit. So like that's the impact of that joke. And they were doing that 6 years ago,
Yeah.
they start in jokes.
Exactly. I think that they're sowing a lot of this is, I don't know. Basically, my idea of how reality works right now is that it's created within these social media algorithms, and people kind of live within their social media algorithms, and that's how they view reality. So like even if you improve their material conditions, if in their reality someone else is doing better than them, or if they're not getting enough, like they would still be bad. They would still be mad about it. They would still not accept that their material conditions are getting better because relatively to their social media algorithm, they're actually doing worse off. So then, you know, even $1,000 a month UBI, for example, well, someone else is getting 10,000, or oh my gosh, why did I get so little, or wow, someone used their UBI for this thing. Why is this a good thing? I think that can basically be used to construe so much of what people believe, and the trans issues in the last election is a great example of that, where so much of the rhetoric and so many of the ads and stuff were all about that. And another one's immigration. You know, every 4 years it gets drummed up into this huge issue, when in reality it's not. You know, the immigration isn't a bad thing. Biden, I think, did a good thing about allowing these people to start the line, starting, you know, getting their court dates easier and more quickly than any other president. So but the media algorithms, you know, push this idea to people, and you even see Democrats now kind of like throwing immigrants under the bus, and I think it's ridiculous.
Well, and you know, with the whole Cambridge Analytica shit, Zuckerberg never went to Parliament. Like they said he had to testify because of what he had done and selling everybody's data to Cambridge Analytica to streamline their, like, what they did is so diabolical that it's almost like I almost can't believe it, even though I know it's true because I've listened to the whistleblowers talk about it. But they would make fake websites, fake blogs, they would figure out how people like to get their information, and then they would lie to them in that way, just to create this right-wing world of fear. And like, my mom was convinced that there was like this caravan of millions of people that were coming to America, and nobody could stop them, and they were taking over everything. And this was like years ago. And then I was with her the other day, and she was like, oh, the Muslims are taking over the world and taking over America. And I was like, where are they?
Yeah.
I said, where do you see any?
Exactly.
And she's like, well, they're coming. I'm like, well, where are they? Like, because I haven't seen any. Like, there's the guy at the smoke shop, but he's chill. Like, he's not taking over anything. She's like, no, they're coming. They've already taken London, you know, and it's like this weird fear life. But she also doesn't any longer believe in mountains, which is exciting.
Oh, of course. Wow,
Do you know about this?
No, I don't.
She gets it, and she thinks pets are becoming really, really smart because of AI. She doesn't recognize AI, and she's like, "Have you seen what dogs are doing now?"
What?
I'm like, oh,
No way.
Are these
I
like
love
right?
it.
Are these like right wing conspiracies now?
yeah, no, it's just stupidity. I mean, like, if you get into the AI pipeline, you're in it, all of it. But she thinks all mountains and hills are like hollow, and there's different alien inhabitants, or millions of years ago people lived there that had advanced societies, and all the proof is there.
That's wild. I mean,
So,
love it.
so real quick though, Cambridge Analytica is a really important point, and I think, I mean, this is the 10-year-old tech versus 2024 tech, which is a really interesting point that we can actually compare and contrast. So, Cambridge Analytica, what they did was they used a lot of different, they would create like 100 different iterations of an ad, and then they would use kind of like the filter of Facebook in order to see like kind of like which ones actually hit. So they would they would basically create a filter of like these people and targeted in this area, and they'd have polling data, right, that they had from the United States, like Paul Manafort would give it to the Russian botnets, and then the Russian botnets would target those exact counties that they know, that based on polling data where they should target. And the thing is that like at that point, the AI filters are kind of just like acting as a sieve. So they're letting stuff through to certain people. But what's happening now in 2024, and why it's so much more nefarious, is that everyone now has their own personal AI algorithm that is specifically tailored in order to mess with you. So it knows exactly what's your triggers, what exactly gets you going, and they're trying to mess with you on purpose so that they can kind of manipulate you. And that is one of the reasons why I think that people are so prone to conspiracy now. And like we have a meme here, it's like the list where I asked people the scientific consensus questions. It's about like 15 of them, and very rarely do people only hold one of those views. It's, you know, if you hold flat Earth, you're going to believe everything. You're going to believe,
The
the
Hollow
lab leak. You're
Mountains.
going to believe, the Hollow Mountains actually is a new one for me. But any other scientific consensus
I'll hook you up
questions.
with my mom. She'll tell you about all the good stuff.
Flat Earth stuff, space is fake, moon landing didn't exist, all that kind of stuff. And the point is that if you're conspiratorial or you're questioning, you're going to be pushed into these places purposely by these AI algorithms, and they are messing with people. And I think that's the real danger, and that's why like 2024 felt like so different. And I do feel like there's been a huge change. So and honestly, you guys should check out the Republican Senate report on Cambridge Analytica. Is actually really interesting. It's 3 different reports. It's about 300 pages each, and they actually show what I'm talking about, where they'll have different types of different ads and different types of ads, and then they'll show like what they actually did. It's very nefarious. It's awful.
It's so crazy. Yeah, I went down a whole rabbit hole about it like a year ago. And then I don't know. I think that so what happens to me is I see something too much. Like
Mhm.
I see something and it's coming into my consciousness and I'm like, why the fuck am I seeing this? Why am I starting to feel a certain way? What are they trying to make me do? Like what's going on, right? Sorry about the swears. And so like now, the thing that's in my newsfeed constantly right now is Erica Kirk's crazy eyes. Like everyone's like, Erica Kirk has these crazy eyes. Erica Kirk,
She's
she's so
scary,
crazy.
bro. She is so like
Right?
I've
Right.
never been scared like I've never been scared of a woman in my life like that. Like it's actually like nightmare level.
Yeah. Okay. So that's being planted in our feeds, right? Like we have to worry about it. I'm like, why? And I realize, oh, it's because without some feelings about her, she would be completely irrelevant right now. Right. And she's trying to become famous and she's doing all these shows. And now it's like there aren't enough MAGA watching her. So they're like, we have to get the left watching her. So they're telling us about her crazy eyes so that we'll watch her when we see her in an interview. Like they're bringing us in, like no joke. Like there are all these videos and you'll see they're like kind of professionally made talking about Erica Kirk's and how scary and crazy she is. Because why? Because they want us to look that way. They want us to look at her. They want us to pay attention to her. They want to create something around her. And so I just made a post and I was like, don't look at Erica Kirk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Feel free to share it. Like when I start feeling manipulated, I can tell. Like I get kind of anxious and I'm like, something's trying to make me feel away.
Mhm.
And I can but I'm in marketing. And so when I'm being manipulated, I'm kind of a little bit maybe more aware of it. Whereas other people are just like, oh, Erica Kirk does have crazy eyes. And yeah, she does. But
Mhm.
like, why do we fucking care about her at all? Sorry, I
Yeah,
keep swearing. I'm
she's
tired.
being pushed for sure.
How do you know
Hey,
that she even does have crazy eyes?
Well, are you
It's time.
MAGA?
Yeah. No, absolutely not. Dear Lord.
I thought maybe she wouldn't be in your feed that way. In your
No,
feed, she's a
I've never seen
grieving
this. I don't
widow.
watch
If
news
you're
and stuff,
MAGA.
so I removed myself from all that stuff. So
Yeah, I was like witnessing somebody said they don't follow anything and they just do lives and they don't follow anything.
Hmm.
And I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Dr. Greg, can I ask you a
Yeah,
question?
sure, man.
Well, are you an actual doctor?
Yeah, I'm a scientist. I'm a microbiology PhD.
Oh, microbiology.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I only took one course on microbiology where we did like stuff like culture and inoculating what was it? The inoculating stick. I forgot what it's called.
The inoculating loop. Yeah.
Yeah, loop. Thank
Uh-huh.
you.
Yeah.
But
Classic.
yeah. So what is it that we're looking at in your background here? This top photo.
Oh, this is just a Google Earth random place on the Earth that exists and that's real. But that's cool. But these like behind me, these are actually from my PhD. This is like on the left here is like purple is the autofluorescence from the algae. The cyan here is dye bound to single-walled carbon nanotubes. And
Mm-hmm.
then this is a zoomed in confocal image where like this cyan and magenta when they converge into white spaces, that means that they co-localized and they're inside. So basically I helped pioneer the
Really?
field of algae nanotechnology. Yeah.
Wow,
I used to work
congratulations,
in a
man.
microscopy lab.
Yeah, thanks, man. Oh, you done microscopy in a lab?
I used to work there because we were looking for like people in other countries would send us samples where they wanted to
wow.
mine for titanium, and then we would look for the titanium in the scanning electron microprobe, and
Oh, nice. Wow.
and it was a job that was awesome because I could go out and like go see a band play, be a little bit drunk, and then go to work at 2 a.m.
Yeah,
and
for
then
sure.
you know, look for titanium. But I liked the hours of it because it was like 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. You know.
Nice. Very nice.
man, that's amazing. Microbes are my jam. I've been building aquaponic systems in I've been following composting and all that stuff. So the
Oh,
microbe
cool.
world I've been doing it for like 20 years.
Oh, wow.
And when you said that with the algae, I was just like, oh my God, like that's so great. And
Oh.
that color, that's my favorite color. When they merge there, those two purples, magenta and kind of purpley. It's
Mhm.
wild. And I think I try to tell people all the time that we're got to remember that they run the world, not us.
It's so true, dude. Yeah, half of our world's oxygen comes from algae, not land plants. So
Right.
it's
Yeah. People don't believe me on that.
Mhm.
Like, no way. It was like none of the oxygen made in the rainforests ever leave. Gets consumed by the life there.
So I'm doing my part by letting my dog's kiddie pool get a little.
Probably not since it's like a mosquito haven.
Wait,
Haven, but
I have a question. Wait,
Sure.
so does the carbon dioxide that we produce
Mhm.
does that get consumed by land plants at all?
Yeah, sure. I mean, but it's just like what's going to produce all the oxygen that we breathe. I mean, that is the main
Okay.
question, you know. So basically a land plant is a lot of non-chloroplast cells. It requires a lot of like skeletal stuff, like kind of like bones and the things that aren't going to actually do photosynthesis. But algae is just one big giant chloroplast. Basically, it's a floating chloroplast. And it's about the most efficient land plant is switchgrass. So it's like no trunk, no branches, anything like that. And then algae is about 400 times more efficient than switchgrass at assimilating CO2. So and photosynthesis. So it's incredible like how efficient algae is.
Yeah, you can see it from the space station, right? Like when they get the big blooms of the diatoms.
Oh yeah.
Pop out, and
Mm-hmm.
huge swaths of them.
Everywhere. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, it's probably there's an algal bloom probably going on over here that we're like looking at the top.
So what's if I can ask, in like what was it that like drew you to microbiology as your path, your like educational career path
Yeah,
or
so
academic path, I should
I'm
say.
a molecular biologist. So basically the team that I play for is like the microbiologist, but my role on the team is like changing genes, and I like to change them and make
Like
genomes.
Gattaca.
He's kind of like the Sydney Sweeney of science.
There you
Okay.
go. Um,
I don't
uh,
know if you ever seen Gattaca, but
yeah. I basically genetically modify organisms for a living. So there's different genetic modifications that you can make that can change the entire metabolism of the entire uh, organism. You can make it make more proteins that we want. You can
really,
knock out specific proteins to protect the proteins that you do want at the end. So yeah, there's a whole host of changes that you
I
can make.
wonder. I wonder what's the long term consequences of stuff like that. Is there any?
Genetic modified organisms,
Yeah, or yeah,
they're safe.
or,
Yeah,
like
I
for
mean,
example, that specific example that you brought up with um um producing more protein. Like is there any like long term consequences or effects of doing something like that?
for the organism, no, because you basically extract the protein that you want and then lyse the cell, so you explode the cell, and
Yeah,
then
like yeah.
and then you just take everything else and then you sell it for fish food, basically. So it's only good things, basically.
Really,
Yeah. hmm
that's
For
awesome.
microbes are basically kind of like 3D printers for expensive proteins that you would want to sell inside of like makeup or food or materials or biofuels or anything like that.
Have you heard of phages?
Phage for like the viruses.
Yeah, it's like the I guess it's like the viruses for bacterias for bacteria.
Bacteriophage. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like for those in the chat that don't understand, so like us humans, we have like microbes that attack us like viruses. Phages are like viruses for bacteria for like like they're studying it to be used for bacteria that is like very dangerous, like C. difficile or tuberculosis and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You
It's
know
all
what's interesting? When my dad was dying, he was in intensive care and he got what's that horrible flesh eating virus that people get in the hospital that they can't cure?
MRSA.
Yeah, MRSA.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got Manuka honey wound cream and I got Manuka honey and I put it in his feeding tube and I put it on and it cured him. And the doctors there were like, "What? Like, how did you do that?"
Mm-hmm.
And like, it didn't matter because he was about to die. So they weren't like not letting me. They're like, do whatever you want, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it totally made the MRSA stop, the Manuka honey, like the really strong Manuka honey. And I thought, wow, if the world of nature and the world of science and the world of medicine could all combine, we could probably do a lot of good.
I mean,
But
to be
like,
fair,
Yeah.
like that's what science is, like, or the study of.
Oh, you cut out there.
I think it is going to play that role. Um, personally.
My bad. Yeah, no, I was saying that we are like merging science and nature. Like for example, like opioids or whatever. Opioids are derived from the what is it? Which plant is that?
poppy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think she's talking about like non-extractive situations, like
Oh, okay.
integrations of
Mhm.
them would be my guess.
Yeah, like if like so when I had the same shit told to me about vaccinations
Mhm.
when I had babies and I didn't let them vaccinate my babies like right away. They were like, "Okay, you have to come in this day and get all these shots." And I was like, "Hold on, I don't know anything about this," right? Like I was young and didn't know. And so I'm like, "Let me figure it out." And so I went to a naturopath who was also an MD. And I was like, "What's going on with these? Like, it seems weird to pump a kid with no immune system full of stuff that its immune system is supposed to fight. Like, why am I doing that? And he was like, okay, this is what you need. Do this, this, and this. These are active in the world. These ones aren't. You can wait on those. So at the beginning, I just did like everything that was in existence in America. And then later, when they were older, I got them the rest of the shots. And like I felt good about it. I was like, that's, you know, on their own schedule. And it's like really hard when you have a little tiny baby to want to do anything to it. You know, like I didn't want to hurt them.
Yeah, I think that's the intuitive response, you know, and I think that you have to realize, like as a parent, that it's a lot safer for your kid nowadays because of those medical interventions, you know. So it's, you know, basically kiddos were unaliving at 50%. You know, there's a 50% chance that your kiddo would not be here to be at their 5th birthday, you know, and it's because their immune system, you're right, their immune system isn't primed yet in order to fight those infections. But thankfully, you know, through vaccinations, they can actually prime that immune system in order to have the ability to fight those, you know, the exposure of those viruses and those diseases that come from it. And the vaccines nowadays are incredible. I mean, we actually are using less antigens, so we're actually exposing the kiddos to less amount of viruses, but exposing them to a broader array, you know, of a diverse amount of antigens and viruses in order to
But a
kind of
smaller amount
yes,
of each.
yeah, exactly. So if, like, for example, if they put in a rock in their mouth, you know, so there's a lot of different bacteria, a lot of different viruses that their body has to figure out, like, what do I make an antibody for here, what do I actually need to fight, and all that kind of stuff. And that's kind of priming their gut microbiome, that's priming their immune system, and that's for like they're being introduced to like 1,000 different antigens there, you know, pieces of viruses and bacteria and stuff, versus like an MMR booster or something like that, that's going to be 3, you know. So, and it's not just the United States and the FDA and the pharmaceutical companies that are okaying this. It's really just like the entire globe is actually independently tests these vaccine schedules, and they're all safe. It's absolutely safe to give your kiddo like all the vaccines on all the allotted dates, and you genuinely should, because that, especially now with like what's happening with you know, measles outbreaks and whooping cough outbreaks everywhere. I mean, you should definitely have like your kiddo all vaccinated up.
Yeah, and at the time I really really hated the way the doctors, they weren't smart. Like the doctors or the nurses that I was dealing with like weren't brilliant, you know? And so I was like, they're just doing this to everybody in this like robotic like way. And I just felt like I should know about this and like look into it, because in my first birth I ended up having a C-section that I didn't need, right? And so that put me onto being a little bit not trusting of the whole doctor thing, and more into the naturopath side of it. And my second birth I did at home with a midwife, because I was just like, fuck the hospital, no. But my kids, I did end up vaccinating them entirely, and I do believe in vaccinations. I just wanted, I guess I wanted a naturopath involved, just because I think that a lot of times in America it's profit over people. And I really felt like the hospital system was profit over people when I was there. And so I was like, is this the best thing they can do or the easiest thing they can do, you know? And so I wanted to go pay somebody a bunch of money to like tell me what the best thing to do was, not the easiest or cheapest, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the problem is that the naturopaths, like, they give you untested stuff from the FDA where it's like supplements that aren't actually, you don't even know what's in them, and they've actually
Oh, the
done.
one I went to was also an MD. Like
I know, but I'm just saying like a lot of I mean,
Yeah.
if they're giving you an FDA approved medicine, then it's like then they're just following medical science, and then that's like what they're doing. But you know, a lot of times it's not that, right? That's the whole reason why they are that way, and you know the naturopath stuff is way higher profit margin, way higher. Like we're talking like,
Hmm.
you know, 100% profit margin versus like pharmaceutical companies. They don't make that much like money on their product, you know, for profit margin wise. It's like 20%, 30% at max. Vaccines are actually cheaper because governments pay them to charge less on average. You know, for example, that's like why the Biden administration bought a bulk of SARS-CoV-2 vaccines, and they were barely even making a profit on it. It's crazy
Hmm.
for a lot of it. So. Yeah, in general, like I would say that like the naturopath stuff is very wishy-washy and isn't backed by science, and it can be very dangerous. You know, you have a lot of people, for example, with like the ivermectin stuff, you know, during the pandemic,
Right.
where you're like people were dying because of that.
Yeah.
They were taking too much, or they delayed care. They were like, oh, I don't need to go in because I have ivermectin, and then they came in too poorly, and then they weren't able to be saved. So it's, you know, it's very, I think it's very dangerous, like genuinely.
Matt, are you up with your vaccines? Did you get a? He said in South Carolina is experiencing USA's largest measles outbreak in 30 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've been following that since like case 10, and they're up to like more than 100, 300 people quarantined.
He said
It's
it's just near him. Oh, you're vaccinated. Good.
mm-hmm.
Stay safe. Yeah, this is a weird world.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I had
RFK is so crazy.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. It's, you know, I understand like people wanting to be healthy, and you know, you know, I do jujitsu. I'm like sporty. I weightlift. I drink. You know, I don't consume a lot of alcohol. I'm trying to, trying to live healthy. You know, and I think, you know, it can be very enticing to listen to RFK talk about how we're all diseased and we're all the deadliest, you know, the worst that we've ever been, and that kind of stuff. And in reality, it's just like people are just more obese now, right? That's the problem, is that like 60% of the United States is morbidly obese. So it's like, so you have all those comorbidities from like
Did you hear what
obesity,
he
and that's what's
said?
happening.
Did you watch the Ozempic press conference?
Mm.
He said RFK. He's like, yeah, you know, all the wealthy people on the Upper East Side have Ozempic, so they're all thin, but there are food deserts where people can't get nutritious foods, so they're obese. So we have to get the Ozempic to them.
Hmm.
I'm like, what? You aren't saying you're going to get them healthy food. You're going to get them something that makes them eat less.
Yeah.
Like, this is our government's plan. Like, it's okay. They won't be hungry if they pay $250 a month for Ozempic. It's
Yeah.
cheaper than food.
I mean, I
Sad
do
thing is
think
it
that,
probably is.
I mean, I do think that, like, I mean, Trent, I do think that the Ozempic for children like that are morbidly obese is probably a better quality of life outcome for them than anything else. Like going into adulthood morbidly obese is pretty much a death sentence. So if we could do anything that we can in order to stop that, I think that we should, genuinely. But that's, I mean, it's, and you're talking with like the source of the problem. We are like down that, you know, rabbit hole, and we need to kind of like patchwork some solution right now, but then in the future, you know, get people more satiating foods that aren't going to, you know, cause a bunch of, you know, caloric overeating, and you know, but that's just where people are right now. And I do think that it's not the dyes, Ruben. People aren't morbidly obese because of dyes. What does happen is that people that will eat more when things are more brightly colored. So that does help some aspect of it, but it
I
isn't
do
the dye
like
itself.
the orange Cheeto, the orange Cheeto. I do like
Yeah,
it.
yeah, and in moderation, it's fine. I
Jalapeno
mean,
ones.
like processed foods. Like I eat processed foods every day, you know, with like protein powders, for example. That's a processed food. The most processed, widely ate food in the United States right now is the lunch sandwich, because bread, that's a processed food. The meat, that's a processed food. Cheese, that's a processed food. You know, so it's like all of that together. I mean, are people not going to have sandwiches now for lunch? You know, it's so so it's like, you know, in general, processed foods are bad because it allows you to overeat easier, and they're more readily available, and they're less satiating. So if you just eat a processed food while eating like a vegetable or something, or have some sweet peppers with your other thing, like, you know, it that can kind of create more fiber, and that can create more satiation, so then you don't overeat.
Well, right.
Well, then
And
the
so
mixes
in
are,
these food deserts where there aren't grocery stores and people are shopping at gas station markets to get only processed, like you really shouldn't eat anything they sell in the gas station.
yeah, my city has 4 food deserts, and 2 medical deserts in our
Oh,
like
where do you
we
live?
only have one hospital for like 100,000 people,
See, I
and
live,
grocery
we
stores
have
pulled
like
out of
2
like 5
farmers
different
markets
neighbors.
here. I'm really lucky. Everyone has gardens. Like even when you go to any like low income type of organization, they all have like baskets and baskets of produce that people drop off from their gardens because they have too much. And
Awesome.
they have programs here where they go out and people sign up if they have a fruit tree, and people go pick all the fruit that they don't want and give it to hungry people. So
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
amazing.
live in
I've been
kind of a
working on those kind of
paradise.
projects for like the last 8 years, building aquaponic systems and trying to teach people about microgreens and stuff.
Nice.
I used to work at Hydro Farm, which is like the
Hmm.
we
Oh
would
yeah,
sell to all the hydroponic stores. Like we were
mhm.
I used to
I
design their
own
packaging.
I own quite a bit of their product, or I have over the years. I
Hydro
don't
Farm
own.
stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They were the main one for a lot of years.
Nice.
Yeah.
And
They
then
made $1 million a
one other one
day.
with
Wow.
Care.
$1 million a day. I remember one time the owner told me that
Jeez. A lot
because
of tomatoes.
I was building I'm a designer, and I was building the trade show booth, and I was like, what's my budget? He's like, Alyssa, I make $1 million a day. And I was like, okay.
Jeez. Nice. Little
Yeah,
flex there.
selling to the underground.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to work at the county before that, so I had no money. And I was like, oh, this is different.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I think I think that we hopefully like have more like of a local, you know, like states start bolstering their like healthcare services more, like access. We talk about like access more, and create and the problem is that Medicaid's being cut so readily, and so across the board, that I don't know what's going to happen in like 3 months when that happens. But you know, people, I think that's hopefully states like start filling in that gap. I think that's really the only choice. I agree, Ruben. Yeah, we do need universal single payer private provider healthcare. I think it's pretty obvious at this point, but it's not coming with the Republican Party, man. I think that's the problem. They're not doing anything there.
We just need to like figure out how to subliminally tell Trump it's his idea.
Yes, exactly. Oh, Kathleen, good job, Kathleen. Let me bring that up. So we do. So we are trying to organize in order to stop 423 anti-public health bills in the United States going on right now. That's what's actually above my head right now, is that these political actions. So right now we have call and email templates set up in order to try to stop, or actually try to help a vaccine access bills, 2 of them that are going in through Pennsylvania right now. And we actually got personally asked by a MD congressperson in order to try to help lobby for his bills. So we're up to, this is beautiful, 1,111 political actions. So that is calls or emails that we used, and we have templates that people can go to. So 3, 2, 1, and then we spam X in chat for political action. And so yeah, that's action.drgregshow.com. That is where all
Is
of
it in your
our
bio?
yeah. So we have that, and this is what it looks like right here. So on the left hand side is like people can figure out the what state they're in to fight these anti-Maha, these anti-public health bills. On the left hand side is the states and stuff, but then the one that we're urgently trying to talk about is the Pennsylvania one. So that's the one on the top here. And then it kind of like gives a little synopsis of the bill, local news coverage, the strategies, and then we identified swing voters that we can pressure here. And then we have in-state and out-of-state templates for people to use in order to try to influence it. So we're up to, guys, we're gonna actually encompass, and we celebrate vaccines, people who get vaccinated. So that's what our vaccines are. So this is in the last 3 months, maybe 3 months. We've gotten over 1,000 vaccines within the community. People get vaccinated, and then they come, and then we celebrate them because we love people who get vaccinated. We love public health, and we love science. So that's what we do.
Wow. Like, right when I logged into the site, I was like, oh my God, there's 20 of them. And then like looking closer and I was like, oh, it's Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
Colorado's not on the list.
Yeah. So those are
What
just
would I get vaccinated for?
of flu and COVID, probably. I mean, or if you're like 30 and above, I probably recommend getting a titer, so you can get a titer just to see what you actually were vaccinated for as a kid, and then you can fill that in, kind of like Pokemon. You want to catch them all, so you want to see if
I got stung by a scorpion,
Mm-hmm.
and they gave me a tetanus shot. Oh, because I also got bit by a dog.
Oh,
I got
nice. Oh, you got a
on the
rabies shot
same
probably
finger.
too.
A dog
Oh.
bit me, and I got stung by a scorpion, and my finger swelled up so badly that I had to go to the hospital.
Oh, wow.
And they're like, "Have you had a tetanus shot?" I'm like, "No." And they gave me one.
Nice.
Hey,
In
Dr.
June,
Greg.
I had to get an MMR and a tetanus in June.
Nice.
So went down to Rotan, and anybody from outside the country had to show an MMR within the last year in order to get in the country because they were having outbreaks of measles down there, and it was coming from tourists.
Yeah, it's a huge problem. I mean, basically, the outbreaks that are happening right now, 97% of them are unvaccinated people. So it's unvaccinated kids in South Carolina and in Canada too. So we were looking at the epidemiology report from Ontario, and it's not like the major cities that you would think, right? The major cities might have a bigger outbreak because they're closer together, but that's not what's actually happening. It's the rural outer counties where people are more conservative, they're not getting vaccinated, so that means that they're having outbreaks that are spreading within their counties. And yeah, it's wild. What about myocarditis? So myocarditis, it's about 600% higher if you actually got a SARS-CoV-2 infection. So if you're worried about myocarditis and heart health, you actually want to get a COVID vaccine. And COVID vaccines in the last month, they're actually shown to have like an anti-cancer effect where it'll like boost your immune system, and then your immune system can better fight the cancer cells. And on top of that, it actually makes your tumors and stuff more susceptible to anti-tumor medications. So that's absolutely happening. Thanks for coming in, Dr. Denny. I appreciate you.
Added benefits. Oh my God. I took
Yeah.
my mom. My mom is scared of needles, and I forced her to get the COVID vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
And
Nice.
I had to make an appointment. She's like, I have to go to the place where they just do once because I can't go back. I'm like, okay. And so I ended up taking her to Walmart in Vacaville.
Mhm.
And it was like this huge long line, totally crazy. And then my mom was a total baby about the whole thing. It was so embarrassing. And then she got the shot, and then she was like, there's a lump in my arm for like a month. Because I think she just kept rubbing it. And then I don't know. It's funny. People are so weird. It's like, just get shots. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I know people are very, very afraid. But it's also, I don't know. I think people, there's just a lot of disinformation about it. You know, people are exposed to all these vaccine side effects, and they're not actually exposed to any virus side effects or the diseases that are caused by these viruses. And a lot of these people don't even believe in viruses anymore. They don't believe that they cause disease. So that's actually pretty wild. Wait, there was another one. Put it,
Well, and
oh
that's
yeah,
kind
what
of
she get? Wait, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, she got one. So you should put it on the board. Yeah, 180, 1180. All right, so yeah, this is what we do. Nice for your mom, your grandma, your grandma. I think it's right. All right, guys, in 3, 2, 1. Nice, good job. Getting grandma vaccinated, and then make America vaccinated again. That's our thing. Our slogan. Yeah,
that's
Mava.
funny. Well, I think it's funny that the right wing took over. Oh God, took over the whole healthy people. Like
Mhm.
it's so weird to me. But it's not weird to me. But I had a friend who used to work at like the local pharmacy, and she was she just went way down the rabbit hole and ended up totally QAnon. And I was like, what just happened to you?
Oh no. Yeah. It's 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 tough. I mean, I see it in the jujitsu community and like the weightlifting community. You know, I think that in order to kind of believe that, you know, you can get better, you know, you have to have like some self improvement, you know, ideas that you can overcome, you know, systemic institutional problems, kind of like, and improve yourself, and you know, against all odds you can still be healthy and still get strong and still, you know, that kind of thing. And so I think that that's why on the right it's a little bit more culturally okay. But there, I mean, but I see people on the left, you know, ton of people work out, and there's a lot of people that do it too. And so I think it happens. um, I think it's on the right. It's just kind of like, you know, especially with jujitsu, 'cause being a combat sport, I think that you see more right wing people in general. Um, but and yeah, I think that it could change. I hope it does.
Well, there's not like a duality of news information anymore. Like you go down one and you can go so deep down that narrative that you never even occurs to you that there's another side of the story.
Hmm.
So it's we don't get the ability to see. You know, it's weird to see that shift when before it was like where everybody's get the same narrative, which was also not both sides. And now you can just pick a side and never even look at the other side. And it's get split so far.
Yeah, I think
Well,
yeah,
and
exactly.
I kind of try to do both. Like I take a lot of vitamin C, and I when I'm not feeling well, I'll have like an emergency, and I will take care of myself in like natural ways. But then if I get really sick, I'm like, fuck it, I need NyQuil. like like I'll do both. Like I'm not one or the other, but like there are a lot of great natural remedies. And then there are, like, I think of it as like soft soft medicine and hard medicine. you know, like I'll have a headache. Okay, let me try to eat some salt and drink some water, have a banana, see if that makes my headache go away. If it doesn't, then I will take Tylenol, right? Like it's like I get to the next step of like, okay, this is beyond just body chemistry giving me a headache,
Yeah.
because I don't want to hurt my liver
I don't
either.
have any sort of pills or anything like that to do. Take them at all. Just deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just matters how severe it is, right? I mean, that's the thing. Like, I agree with
Yeah.
Heather. Like, if you do blood work and you're not like mineral deficient, like in a micronutrient, you're probably just, you know, your vitamin isn't doing that much. But then again, you'd probably just pee it out, and it's not that big of a deal. So I think that that's the big thing with a multivitamin and stuff like that. You just kind of like fill in what you need, And then as long as you're taking like a vitamin D, like uh, you know, availability,
like bio uh, availability, like bio availability, like bio
I can't.
Do
That
other
was
people
weird.
hear that?
Yeah, I couldn't
Okay,
mute.
good.
That was so crazy. I couldn't mute them. That was so weird. So a troll.
Well, and I always look at it like the Mulder's chart for plants, like I would, there's no way that that's not in play with humans as well. And I don't know any like numbers on it, but if you overdo one, if you're cranking the vitamin C, what are you blocking on the other side? Or if you're too high in this nutrient, what else is getting blocked out because it can't absorb that one if it's got too much of this one? I don't know how much that actually plays into there, but there's a lot of stuff where your body can't absorb more than a certain amount per day, and if you're just belt feeding on top of that, there's going to be ramifications that come along with that, and I think, but with the holistic stuff, you also nailed it earlier that if you're getting these obscure kind of inputs, where did that come from? Who grew it? How was it grown? How was it packaged? All these things.
Well,
So I love to take that stuff, but I try to grow it myself. That way I know on the things that I can anyway. So,
microgreens are awesome. I really,
they're the key.
they were going to do all of these shipping containers of hydroponic farms and like put them in Detroit and stuff. Like they had this whole plan. I don't know what happened with that because I'm not in the industry anymore. But there were people building these. They would take shipping containers, put
Yeah.
grow lights in them, and like grow food, organic food for neighborhoods. Like a
So the problem that happened with those is they were like $150,000 to build out, and then you're not getting organic food out of it. I mean, you're getting live food, but you can't run organic fertilizer through it very well. Aquaponics would probably be the only way that you could do it, but then the added element of having to bring the fish in and all this stuff, you get a complicated loop of chemistry and temperature control and all this stuff. I had access to a farm box here, and it was one of the first prototypes before they started sending them out to the East Coast,
Nice.
and this thing was terrible. I mean, they just made so many mistakes because the guys that built it were not hydroponic growers. They were not indoor growers, so they didn't understand like the way that you have to do everything. And that farm box has never made. It was given to the hospital, and it has never made a dollar. Like
Mm.
it's cost as much input as it's gotten out, and they've gotten it pretty good. And I told them, I was like, well, if you redo this thing, it could be done, but they're just very complicated, and people don't really understand the amount of nuance that comes in with hydroponic growing. It's not just set and run like they try to claim it is. It is at a small scale, right? You can do those stupid tower gardens and whatever in your kitchen, and you can grow good vegetables, and it's great. But when you start getting up to the point where you're doing 65,000 heads of lettuce in a box,
Wow.
one mistake in there, one piece of powdery mildew, one spider mite, whatever, and the whole thing's compromised, and
Mm.
it's very expensive to run it in there. I think the
Interesting.
better option is remove the lawns and teach people how to farm in their yards.
yeah, some places don't have yards or land.
Yeah, well, and that's where the
It was
microgreens
like
come
an
in.
inner city
Right.
solution.
Yeah, and I think microgreens is just the answer to that.
Yeah, and you can do it in
Everybody
your
could get
house
a
too.
good
Like my
good
mom
amount of
has
microgreens. Yeah.
my mom has her own little garden. She grows her own lettuce that she feeds her bird. So
It's awesome.
there are ways to do it, but like I I think that when we talk about the economy collapsing and all this stuff happening, I'm like, it's not the worst thing in the world. Like if every corporation went out of business and we had to farm to get our food, like that would be great. Like I'm into it. Let's try it. Where I live, because I'm really lucky. I live in California where everything's perfect and easy to farm. So I have a spoiled point of view.
Yeah.
Like it's those same corporations that would have to go away that are causing the reason we're in this position anyway. So the way I see it anyway, like it's there's just extractive. Like when you're just in it for a profit for the shareholders who are not actually working in the company, and that's has to go up every year, it doesn't take too long before they break that natural cycle of bell curve
Yeah.
and
Yeah. No, they've maxed it out. But they were talking today, someone was talking today about why I think I reposted it. Like we need to tax stock buybacks. Like that would be the easiest way to like right the whole economy is
Just make it
just like put a
illegal.
huge tax.
It used to be illegal.
Make it illegal again, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you aren't
Exactly.
going to make it illegal, then put a 50% tax on it. And then they either pay their employees a living wage or they pay it in taxes. They decide, you know?
Ruben, that would be better for day traders, dude, because then they're actually doing capital expenditure as opposed to just buybacks, man. It would be better for stocks and the market. Absolutely.
Yeah, stock buybacks are not helpful. Our Supreme Court is not helpful.
Yeah.
Like all of these, the Powell memorandum, if you've read that, and then they put all these corporate interests into our Supreme Court and into our government to make all decisions benefit corporations instead of workers. And we have to switch that around. We'll be fine. We just have to, realize it as a whole, like realize what's happened and start listening to Bernie Sanders and fix it, like we can fix it. It's not the hardest thing in the world. It would just like
Well, it
it
gets
would be
complicated though when all the corporations own all the corporations. Like everybody's owns everybody, you know. It's
mhm.
all like working together in a sense, you know.
Yeah, you have to
Yeah,
to break it up for sure. All the companies. I mean,
but
we have such a problem with like a congregation of all the power and money in the United States right now. Within like seven, I mean, the entire economy hasn't done very well this year except for 7 companies, and you have like it's just more and more wealth accumulating to billionaires, and just we've got nothing from it. There's been no tangible benefit from Elon Musk going from 100 billion to 500 billion dollars. Like there's just been no change, and that's 4 years funding science research. So it's just it's unfathomably bad.
Well, it's kind of like the Highlander model, right? Like at the end, if it's always increasing, at the end there can be only one. And
the
Yeah.
that was called
Highlander,
the Empire, you
the
know.
Highlander model.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
impressive
and
way
it's
of putting it.
Vanguard or BlackRock or whatever.
No, those will be
But
the last two. That'll be the storyline.
that'll be the battle.
Yeah, that'll be
They
the
own
battle.
each other. They both own each
Yeah,
other.
right.
It
And
makes
the battle
zero
takes at the end.
sense. I think that we have all the tools we need to fix this. We just need to remove the current administration, remove
Really,
most of the Supreme
I mean,
Court,
kind of-
put people in there who don't get to get money from anything other than the work that they do, and just get money out of politics. And then people will and say, hey, we want you to actually listen to your constituents, and we fix it, like we vote, we do this. If we get free and fair elections, we can fix this. There's just a little problem of the Supreme Court. Like that's the worst part, and Citizens United and all of that corporate nonsense.
The fact that corporations are personhood and can donate in obscurity, so we don't
But
even know
people
who to donate
can't.
to and all that, right? Yeah.
But people can't. It's like we have a limit of $1,000, but corporations can do hundreds of thousands, super PACs. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean the SCOTUS is I mean we have changed the seat count so many times previously. I feel like that's actually the norm in American politics. It's actually we're kind of being gaslit into saying that that we shouldn't change it and we can't change it, and that's by like the Republican Party because they've packed the court, right, and they put a bunch of illegal people on there and that shouldn't have been sat, and now they're trying to change and make that more impactful. I mean, I wouldn't like any Democrat that's running should be for like changing the amount of seats on the Supreme Court. Like,
Yeah, I don't know why Biden didn't do that, and it doesn't make any sense. Like, he should have packed the Supreme Court. We were talking about it the whole time. We're like, when are we going to do this? You know? And, but I think that a lot of those traditional Democrats are just as tied up in the corporate thing as the Republicans. And we just need to get some progressives in there who are like willing to work for the people.
That's what I think. That's probably the real the spot where it really hurts is both parties are ran by the same money. The corporations are given to both sides, and um, like a third party or something would be nice. But right now, I mean, look at every time that a progressive had some weight, it just went down, and now we're back to the same old narrative. And I worry a little bit about Trump's tactics this time. It's just spouting nonsense continuously, so the Democrats could only say, "Well, that's not true," and we're not that. They didn't really ever surface anything they were trying to do the entire time.
Yeah, I look at
That's just
I
for
go on
myself.
I go on Twitter and I look at the right wing what they're saying, and then I find the truth about it and I post it on their feeds. Like, that's my hobby. And it's really fun.
Towards
Like, I love doing that because the truth exists, right? And you can find it. And on Twitter you can post links and stuff and pictures. And so they'll post something and then I like find the truth and I post it on the comments. And it's pretty fun. It's a good game.
Nice.
Like, find the truth of what they're lying to you about.
Yeah,
It's like a word game, but with links. YouTube.
Nice.
All right, I'm gonna go to bed because I have to wake up at 5. But
Gnarly.
nice meeting you.
Yeah, nice meeting you guys. Yeah, I think I'm gonna head off too. Thank you, AQ and 8. Thanks for coming. Thanks for Alyssa. Thank you for hopping on. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, it's glad to meet you.
Thanks,
I'll
man.
be back around. Now that I
Likewise.
know there's a microbe.
Nice.
fan.
There's dozens of us.
Love it.
Dozens.
Yeah.
Bye. Have a good one. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, good times. I always love meeting new people. It's always fun. Always a good time. I appreciate Alyssa, AQN8, and Dr. Denny, I think that was coming on. Thank you. We haven't done GeoGuessr in a bit. We have a little bit of time. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's do it. Let's do GeoGuessr. Okay, let's do it, guys. GeoGuessr. Oh, GeoGuessr party. Let's do it. GeoGuessr, guys. We played GeoGuessr because we were trying to figure out the world, trying to figure out where in the world we want to be or what we want to figure out. Where are we? What are we doing here? ZGKZE. So I go to GeoGuessr. Boom. Oh no. Yo, what's up, guys? We back. We back doing GeoGuessr. All right, guys. All right, guys. Man, we got 3. This is amazing. All right, so the rules are, I'm gonna kind of talk out what I'm thinking, but if you are in the game, please mute if you could. That'd be amazing. ZGKZE. ZGKZE. Nice. Wow, what a turnout. What a turnout, guys. You can also scan, if you're chilling on your TV, if you're watching on your TV, you can just scan your phone with your phone, the QR code, and that pops you in. I don't know where Renee is. I don't know. Hanging out in the multis. All right. Anyone else trying to join? No, this is a San Clemente hat. This is a Pizza Port hat. Pizza Port is a brewing company, and then they have all the cities for their breweries, and one of them is San Clemente. I understand that, Mark. Though I get it. It looks like a South Carolina hat, but it's yeah, San Clemente. Oh, nice. We got a beer and pizza lover. Who likes that, dude? Dude, Pizza Port is amazing. If you guys have never been, you got to go to Pizza Port. Is it just a Southern California thing? Is that what's going on? Do they not know? Are we keeping that? We spread In and Out and we allowed them to have In and Out, but are we still keeping Pizza Port to ourselves? Southern California. It's not bad, Jared. It's not bad. ZGKZE for never heard of it. Oh man, guys. Oh man. Okay, are you guys ready? Okay, let's see where the Pizza Port locations are real quick. Oh no, guys. Oh, thank you, Diana. Yeah, we tried to have you up, but then you had a bunch of problems with your mic. So I get it. Yeah. Oh, it is, dude. San Marcos has a tasting room, but yeah, Imperial Beach, Carlsbad, San Diego, San Clemente, Carlsbad, Solana Beach. It is Southern California. Wow. Oh man. Oh geez. All right. Well, I'm sorry. Sorry. Okay, guys, let's do this. All right, let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Mute me if you're playing. We're starting the game. It's so fun, dude. They basically microbrew pizza. Microbrew beer, and then oh my, are you serious? What? Are you out of your mind? A dirt road in the middle of where? Are you serious, dude? There's literally hay. Okay, I don't know. This is, oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? What? This has to be one of the worst ones ever, guys. Like, for real. There's no way. Like, what is this dust? I'm thinking Australia. Okay. Okay, here. Is there any websites? Is there any websites? I can't find any websites, okay? Dude, they're getting escorted by the police, dude. Get through this place. They're getting literally escorted. I can't go around. I'm going back and forth to the same. Dude, that's gnarly. The police are literally escorting you. Dude, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know if that's we're just gonna go Australia. I don't know. Dang. Damn, that's really tough. Yeah, I guess those huts and stuff, or like those houses are I've seen them in Aboriginal, like, Australia too. So it's not just like an Africa thing. Chat was correct. Chat says Iowa. Okay. So next round, Kenya. That's not bad. Hoppy Fields. Oh my gosh, what is this? Oh, this looks like Denmark or something. What is this language? Ooh. What? I don't know why I'm like squinting. I can't. That's not gonna make me. It's not gonna. Whoa. Okay, so it's blush, and then it also can snow like gnarly. So I would say, okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Veg Odense and Vastrump. I want to say it's like Northern Europe. Sweden, Norway, Venstwap. I don't know. It's one of the Scandinavian countries for sure. I don't know. I don't know what that is. Ah, Denmark. How would you know that? How would you know that's Denmark? Oh my gosh. Look at you. Look at chat. Dude, that's incredible. You guys, the flag. Oh, I didn't notice the flag. Dang. Good job, guys. Good. Dang, I didn't see the flag. Yeah, I missed the flag. All right, this is my chance. Oh, I'm thinking United Arab Emirates, Qatar maybe. If the streets are numbers, then I'm gonna say Qatar. Way 3105. Yep. Okay. 3117. Okay. We know. Okay. I think it's UAE actually. Is it Doha that's also doing the things? No, it's UAE. Dubai. Abu Dhabi? Yeah. Wait, 31117 Dubai. I don't think this is it. Dang it. I think I got trapped. Dang it. This isn't it. Oh, man. Oh my gosh, it was. Oh my gosh, my first inclination was right. I thought it was. That's crazy. Oh no, I was wrong. Oh wait. I was Muscat. Whoa. I was not aware of this area. Interesting. Very dang Geo Miles, that's incredible. That's legit, dude. Good job. I'm coming for Kathleen. I'm coming. I'm only 800 away. I can do. Oh, are you serious, dude? Are you serious? Oh, are you fucking out of your mind? What is this? Are you serious? We're out in the middle. We're not even on a road. We're not even on a road. There's no road. Where do I go? Where do I go? Are you serious right now? Oh my god. What the fuck, dude? This is insane. This is the worst one I've ever seen in my life. I'm not kidding. This is the worst one. This is the worst one I've ever seen. I don't even have a road to. It's a dead end. It's a dead end. It's a dead end dirt road. Okay, so it doesn't have complete. Dude, this is looking very Australia to me though. Okay. License plate. Okay, those. Oh. Whoa. Okay, so that is. What? Is this in the Middle East, like Jordan or something? Syria? No way. Pakistan? Egypt? Oh my gosh, I got lucky. Dang, that's really tough, man. Oman, that's really tough. Dude, that's not a road. Yeah, exactly. What was that? Final round. Here we go. Oh man, 500 away. Oh my. Okay, this is a little bit better. This is a little bit better. Okay, okay, okay. What school is this? What school is this? This is my chance. What? Oh, that flag. Oh my God, is that a rock? Oh shit. I don't know. I don't know what flag that is. I want to say it's a rock. Syria? What is it? Oh, rock Syria. I don't know. I thought Syria had more things on it. Damn it. Would it really would Baghdad be on here? Is there like a I'm looking for a rock like a green zone. Would they be international airport? Would there be Oh no, Kathleen's got it. No. I need to get really lucky here. Supermarket. I don't have it. I don't know where it is. Oh, Jordan. What? Oh no, Kathleen, what'd you do? Where'd you go, Kathleen? Where'd you go? Lebanon, Jordan. Dang, dude, Charity, you got it. Jordan, dang it, dude. Okay, okay, let's do some good old fashioned. What is Jordan flag? Okay. That's yep. Is based on the 1916 flag of the Arab revolt against the Ottoman Empire. Ooh. What's Iraq flag? Ah. Come on. What was the Syrian flag? Okay, yeah, the Syrian flag. Ah, interesting. Okay, so that's interesting to know. Wow, they look completely different. Thanks, DN. I won. I don't normally win these, so I was thinking Palestinian. Oh yeah, I mean, it was the thing in the center of the red that was the giveaway that was that. Thanks, guys. Well, that was fun. Yeah, it was the star. Yeah, it was the star that gave it away. All right, guys. Well, good night tonight. Thank you guys so much. Oh, dude, Kathleen overtakes the #1 spot for the entire stream, guys. Thank you guys so much to all the super fans, the Patreons, Brian F, Helen, Mrs. Dr. G, Russell Bowden, Ado, Call Me Ness, Rapture, MB Human, Meg, Dave M, the Patreons. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to the top gifters of the day. Kathleen, Bill, Helen. Thank you to all the likers. 100, 1,000 likes. Thank you, Helen, user 807, Amanda, it's Mackenzie. Thank you guys so much. Thank you all. Appreciate you. And thank you to Kathleen. Kathleen is now the #1 supporter of the stream. Thank you so much, Kathleen. I appreciate you in here so much, being such an awesome member of the community. I really appreciate you, Kathleen. Thank you, Aeronautical, Sheepadoodle, guys. Remember that? Remember Sheepadoodle? I love Sheepadoodle. Reg Mayan, Marlis Dawn, The Miller, Susie, Allie, Bobby. Thank you, Kathleen. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being here so much. I appreciate you all. It's been fun. It's been a good day. We didn't get to anything that we wanted to do, guys. we didn't get to anything. We didn't get to anything we wanted to do. We didn't. We didn't get to it. But tomorrow we will. Tomorrow we will get to something, okay? Tomorrow we will get to what we were talking about. The implosion of the right wing. The implosion of the Republican Party. Thank you. We got sidetracked. It was a good night. It was a fun time. Sunday fun day. Exactly. Thank you guys so much, guys. We're out. Thank you. Yeah. Peace, guys. Have a good one. Boom. Can I? Yeah, there it is. Oh, no. There. Peace. Bye. YouTube, I love you.